6 savory snails were seething at the customs line. I can see you there. Now? Throughout history, there's been some famous ducks. We've got Daffy Duck, we've got Donald Duck, we've got Duck Dunn, the Ugly Duckling. Those ducks became famous. This one didn't last too long. This is a young duck. You don't want to fuck with an old duck, I guess. I worked at the Fraser Valley Duck and Goose Farm. I thought I'd be around animals. I was at a slaughter farm. Right before me there was a device that tore the great beast's head right off, but 1 in 4 ducks it actually didn't work. So my job was to cut the heads off and then cut their joints right at the legs, and that was the final step of the slaughterhouse. And it was very cold in there, so I only worked for 1 day. For 1,200 ducks, I think I made $70.
For 1,200 ducks, I think I made 70.
We have this duck though, it's very beautiful. Get it out of the packaging.
It sounded like a duck.
Take your tiny knife, cut into the bag. Yep. Ouch. Rinse it off. If there's shit inside, take that out. Here we have the duck throat. This, duck heart, duck lung. God, this thing's fucking slippery. Y'all can't cook duck, and I can cook duck as fuck. Yeah, so. Just gonna pat her dry. You want a dry duck. You can't complain about this duck. It's very beautiful. Duck! Gotcha. I would say this is called a DIY Peking duck. Cook AF style, motherfuckers. Basically, the first step is to remove the skin from the meat, and with Peking duck they do it with an air compressor. I don't have a fucking air compressor. I guarantee you don't have an air compressor. So we're gonna do it with our hands. Got any tequila? We're gonna start from this side. Basically, you just get your hands in there and start working your way towards the head very gently. Just pull up. You can feel the, I guess it's like membrane, and you want to pull it off the meat. There, see? You can hear it snapping. Be very gentle though. This will take a little time. Son of a bitch. You dirty son of a bitch. See? Now we have the skin off the meat. Your children will like it, your aunt will like it, your grandma will like it, and your grandpa will like it. There's actually a certain knife that you use just for duck, but we don't have that, we have this. We're gonna cut these wings off. The funny thing is, this brings me back to the duck and goose farm, because this is exactly my fucking job, and I was terrible at it, and I'm terrible at it now as well. I did it. I didn't quit, I was fired. So I was fired after 1 day, my friends.
Didn't they have to halt assembly because of you?
They halted assembly like 4 or 5 times. The inspector came over. He was a bit of a duckin' a-hole. So now we're gonna actually stuff it with some things. We got this kind of like paste made up of hoisin sauce and a couple other things, and we're gonna do that right now. big flavor part of this is 5 spice. 2 tablespoons of this. Yep, hot. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Asian 5 spice. Yeah, that's about 2. Salt, big, fairly big pinch, probably like 1 tablespoon. And pepper, is the pepper the shit out of it? Probably like 1 tablespoon of pepper. Hit, hot. Hit. And then hoisin sauce is also a very big part of this flavor. It's kind of sweet. 2 tablespoons. Stir together. If you can get a duck with the head on, that's actually preferable. I couldn't find one because we're gonna hang the duck. So it smells really good. You can use the spoon or whatever. I don't give a shit. Whatever you want. In it goes. Into the bird. Into the cavity of the great beast. A hand into the carcass. Rub it all over the top, all over the bottom. It's pretty nasty. And now we're gonna stuff this shit in there. It's like green onion. Get her in there. This is ginger. We just peeled some ginger. We're gonna throw that in there. Garlic, of course. Get her in there. Get it in there. We're also gonna put this in there, star anise. It's kind of like licoricey. It's part of a fennel plant. It's a very strange looking vegetable, but it smells very delicious. In it goes. Into the great bird. We're making sort of our take on a Peking duck that you will love. Everybody will love it in your family, except for your children. They'll hate it. They'll love it. So now we're gonna stitch up the butt. We got this skewer. Pick the sharpest one you can. This is no joke. Am I a seamstress? Only when it comes to sewing up ducks.
Duck's butts.
Duck butt.
Stitch up the butt.
Poke her through. Flip her over. Poke her through. Poke her through. Flip her over. Poke her through. Poke her through. And then we're just gonna poke it through this thing. See? You're just trying to keep the shit inside, right? So. You've stitched up your duck. Easy. You should try it though. It's very good. It helps you learn in here and in here as well. Now we're gonna boil some water. Basically, like we're gonna spoon some boiling water over the skin of the duck. We're gonna throw a couple things in there. We've got some soy sauce. Dump her in. See, it turns a very beautiful black. Lighter blacks and some darker browns and some lighter grays and some darker browns. So, this is a cinnamon stick. In it goes. A little garlic. In it goes. A bit of black pepper. What else? You know, I'm gonna pour a little 5 spice in there. You know, what is that? In it goes. A couple of anise, star anise. Bring her to a boil. Get a toothpick through there if you want. Doesn't matter. You don't have to. I'm doing it, so you should do it. Get your pliers. Turn off your motherfucking stove. We don't have the proper thing, but we have this thing that we have, and we cut a little hole in the skin, pop it through there. So we're just gonna make sure it supports it well enough, and then we're just gonna like start pouring this shit over top of it, like such. We're gonna do this for about 3 minutes. This is gonna help firm up the skin a little.
Smells good.
Smells good, eh? It's that fucking Five Spice. Keep scooping, friends. If you don't know where to go to and you don't know what to do where fasting starts, I'm putting on the Ritz. Get a plate. So we're gonna get the duck on this thing. Put that under there. We're gonna paint it with some Maltose and soy sauce. It's kind of like a syrup, thick kind of syrup thing. Maltose isn't easy to find. We could only find it at TNT Market. It's like sort of like syrup, thick. It's like this thick sort of honey syrup, but it's not actually that sweet, and it actually has a very low caramelizing temperature. We're gonna make this into a liquid, and we're gonna add a little soy sauce. So we're gonna do that right now. 2 tablespoons of it, I guess. See? Oh, kind of like, it's like thick. It's a thick fucking thing. It's a thick thing. So we're gonna melt this down. We're gonna add a little soy sauce as well. Did I mention this is gonna take 2 days to make? And now we're gonna paint the old bird. It's actually not an old bird, it's a young bird. See how beautiful the skin is? That's from pouring the boiling water on there. There's a couple of pin feathers in there, which you might want to take out. Let it dry, paint it up. Let it dry, paint it up. Let it dry, paint it up. Look at how nice that is, eh? Look at this fucking skin. Look at this. See what I'm doing here? Painting it. Do I paint pictures? I do not. Do I paint ducks? I do. I do. So this is about the 4th time we've done this. We're gonna do it probably 6 times. And then we're gonna put it in the fridge for 24 hours, uncovered. You want the air to circulate underneath and on top of it. And Peking duck is all about the skin getting crispy. And that involves like the skin drying out and air flowing all around it. So we're just gonna put it in the fridge like this. At least 24 hours. You can do it for 15 days if you want. See y'all tomorrow. We pick one out. That looks pretty good. Plump.
Yes.
So we prepped the duck last night for Peking duck, sort of our at-home version of it, and we let it sit uncovered in the fridge for 24 hours. Look at that. Beautiful color. So we're just gonna let this sit on the counter for a bit and get to room temperature before we throw her in the oven at 350 for like an hour and a half. we're gonna make a side of lobak, which is this, also known as daikon. It's like a giant radish. Cut the ends off. Get your peeler. Oh, the sink here. Peeler day. You can take a few layers off. Hip, hop, hop.
Beautiful. This goes over here.
We're gonna boil some water. Salted water is what we're gonna boil this in. Then you place it next to the, so they can all be the same size. See? Same size. And same size. You ever think you'd be eating a cooked giant radish? But once it's done, it'll be very tasty. So we're gonna boil it until it's soft, and then we're actually going to put it below the duck. So as the duck cooks, the fat and juices from the duck are gonna drip onto the radish, making it terribly delicious. Lobak. And then we're just gonna drop these in there.
Ouch. 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 Ouch.
This is gonna take a little while. I would say about 45 minutes. Remember our friend the Asian 5 spice? We're just gonna sprinkle the top of the great bird with this stuff. So, oops. Come on, you son of a bitch.
You motherfucker.
Get her all over. That's a deer. The chimes of gonorrhea ringeth in the town square. So we're not going to make the pancakes, but we are going to make a sauce for it that is fucking so delicious. So in the sauce we're going to put a tablespoon of each soy sauce. And then a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. Our old friend Hoisin Sauce. Tablespoon of that. There's really no way to describe what Hoisin Sauce tastes like. It's like candy but with a weird flavor to it. We're gonna put a little glug of sesame oil. Not too much. Sesame oil can be overpowering. We're gonna crack some pepper in there. Hot, 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 hot. So this is ginger. We're gonna just zest her in there. Spicy heat. Oh my god, this is so fucking tasty. Try this.
Ooh.
Insane.
Oh wow.
It is fucking insane. No, not the camera. Oh! So I'm actually just going to poke a few holes in all of them. That way when the drippings from the duck drips into the pan, it will steam up into the great radish. So we're going to add a little bit of sesame oil and a little bit of soy sauce to these. A few droplets. Get her on there. Get her on there. And get her on there. I learned this technique in chef school in Paris. And now it is time to get the great duck in. It's the foulest of foul. It's the dirtiest of bird, the duck. We've had the oven preheating 350. See what we're gonna do here? Is we're gonna put the daikon in the pan. What the fuck? Make sure it's over the pan. There's gonna be a lot of fat dripping down into this pan. In to the oven goes the great bird. So you put it on a rack so the heat kind of is going to be surrounding it through the bottom, through the top, through the side. We're going to get it to kind of like 170. This isn't the kind of like French sort of like rare duck vibe. It's more of like cooked to temperature, like a turkey or a chicken sort of thing. I don't really know what wine goes with Peking duck. Probably nothing. Probably you want to drink a beer with Peking duck. We're drinking this one. Okanagan Pinot Noir. Duck No Noir. Duck No Noir. Shooting star. Compact car. Smoked cigar. Duck No Noir. The bells of gonorrhea were ringing in the town square that morn. The great bird is done. We stuck a meat thermometer in it. It's about 170. We're gonna peel it out. It's been in for about an hour and a half. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That looks so good. The skin. Crisp. Crispy skin, Peking duck. We're gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes and then we're gonna cut it into the great beast. It's as crisp could get. Crispin Glover couldn't be any crisper than this motherfucking bird. This Lobach has been cooking in this duck fat. That is so tasty. Holy fucking shit. That's fucking good. This area is good. Look at the skin, or the meat. You want a nice thin little slice. Oh, listen to that skin. The skin is fucking so crispy. It's like crazy. Fuck the fork, fuck the knife. Look at this. Duck is crazy moist. The skin is crazy crispy. There's a bit of fat in there. We've got this really, really insane sauce. Just gonna put a little bit on there. Oh my goodness gracious. That is one of the best things I've ever fucking tasted. I don't know if I could have more. Insane. Hey?
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna want to try this. It's only a few ingredients, it's not really that crazy. If you make this for your friends, the next time you have a dinner party, your friends are gonna shit their whole underwear. It's gonna be fucking so good. They're not even gonna believe that you've attempted this.